First you're numb, and then you're proud. Your child is born, for crying out loud. It's a miracle, and yet your greatest fears come true. You're a parent, but you don't know what to do. Does this thing come with an instruction manual?
Hi, I'm Paula Gretzinger, and you're watching Parentology. Today we're talking about what it's like to be a stay-at-home parent, and you'll hear it from two moms. And kids and marriage. Is it true that your sex life goes down the drain once kids come into the picture? You'll hear what parents say about that. Also, parenting during retirement. I found this great support group for grandparents who are raising their grandchildren. But first, let's meet Parentology's Parents of the Week.
Hi, I'm Kara Roots, and I have 3 lovely daughters, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have no regrets staying home with them.
Hi, I'm Tracy Braswell, proud mother of 2 daughters and 1 son. My tip of the day is parents, children are the greatest blessing you'll ever receive.
Raising a family with a stay-at-home parent is a dream some couples have always shared, while for others it's a very difficult decision to reach. Either way, becoming a stay-at-home parent is a life-changing event. With it come lots of adjustments, challenges, and many call it a thankless job, while others say it's a very rewarding job. Joining me to talk about what it's like to be a stay-at-home parent are Tracy Braswell and Kara Roots. Is it true what people say that being a stay-at-home parent is a thankless job?
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's talk about it, because so many people say, and I've heard, from so many moms that, oh yeah, they're just stay at home, they do nothing, they have all this time in their hands. Is that true?
Absolutely not.
No, it's not true.
So let's talk about, what is it like?
I love it. It's for the better for the kids, and everything goes around them, and it depends on everything that they do. I mean, whatever they want to do, that's the way I have to go, because it just everything. Yes, I do. I do have my hands full.
How about you, Tracy?
Yeah, I would agree. Your whole day is filled from the minute you go until you wake up till you go to bed at night, and it's nonstop. It's not like when you go to work you go from 9 to 5 and at least you can quit. When you're a stay-at-home mom, you're constantly working.
Do you feel pressured?
I don't feel pressure, because my thing is the kids come first, and my husband knows that, and those other things will be there, after the kids go to bed, and like the dirty dishes, you can do those later when the kids are in bed, or the laundry and stuff like that. That's when I catch up on that kind of stuff, when the kids are, in bed. Of course, I have dinner and breakfast and all that ready, but the other stuff.
How about you, Tracy?
I wouldn't say I feel guilty, but I wouldn't say that I'd be very happy about it. And the reason is because I know that he's out working all day, and he wants to come home, see the house nice, just kind of want to be able to come home to a really good atmosphere. So I really do try very hard to make sure that when he walks through the door that it's an atmosphere of peace, and there's not a lot of chaos going on. And sometimes
How do you manage that? How do you manage to keep it peace and not a lot of chaos?
I let them get it all out during the day. And then I've pretty much told everyone, listen, when Dad comes home, that's when it's time for everybody to just have some quiet time and just relax a little bit.
You had to give up your jobs. You had to give up probably a lot of your social, talking to friends, because your children just take so much of your time. How do you cope with that?
Well, there's days that I feel like I wish, I was out working still. But then, you look at them, their little precious faces, and, I'm happy to be home with them. But it is hard, I say that to my husband, that it's hard because he's the only adult that I do see, because I am with the kids 24
Right.
hours. So it's very hard sometimes.
How about you?
I find things to fill my time. I don't dedicate everything that I do to just the family, because I need me time also, and so I make time to speak to family and friends. Periodically I'll make time to go out and hang out with the girls. And
now your kids are older.
yeah.
in comparison. So how was it when your oldest one is 6 and the youngest one is
11 months.
11 months. So do you remember that period? Like, how was that? Did you also have time for you? Because Kara, do you have time for you?
No, I do not. No time.
I was just thinking, like, does she have time for
No.
you? Like, how was it for you during that period?
My situation was a little bit different. My daughter, who's 18, I was actually a single parent.
Okay.
So no, I didn't have time. I look back now and I say, I can't imagine that I'm doing everything now as a stay-at-home mom, and I did that and worked at the same time as a single parent. The good thing is now that I am able to make some time, not a whole lot, but I am able to make some time for myself in terms of, just having some me time. And I do things on the side to keep me occupied. Like a few years back, I took a tax course just to kind of keep my mind active. I find those types of activities just to keep me relevant.
And how do you relax? Do you ever relax?
When the kids are in bed.
And then by that time you're ready to pass out too, probably, right?
Yes, because they're not all on the same schedule, so it's, it's very difficult, but.
It's also very important to have someone that supports you and understands.
There's no way that you could be a stay-at-home mom without the support of your husband. It wouldn't work out. It would be chaotic, I would imagine. I'm so grateful that my husband is very supportive. I've tried to go back to work and he's like, no, stay home, you're okay. But he makes it so that it's easy for me to stay at home, so I'm really grateful for that. And like I said, he is extremely supportive.
Well, my husband, he sacrifices a lot too, because, he comes home from work after 8 hours a day, and then he comes home and he plays with them, and he doesn't want to miss anything with them too. Right. So he's not going to bed till these guys are in bed, till he puts them to bed. So it works out, with me, with my husband, because he's very supportive, like she said. It's not like he just comes home and flops right in bed and says, okay, it's all up to you.
Now it's all up to you. You're a stay-at-home, you deal with them.
He's very helpful.
Okay.
Very helpful.
And cutbacks, like many parents say, being a stay-at-home parent or having a parent that gets to stay home, some parents can't do that because, financially. Was that a struggle for you guys also to adjust and make some cutbacks? Was that a difficult process?
Well, you just have to be willing to sacrifice, you don't have to have everything that everybody else has, you just have to be willing. If you're not willing to give up, your own personal stuff and that, then it's not for you to, stay home with your kids.
I would absolutely agree with that. We even downsized where we lived to accommodate the one income. And I've become way more conscious about, where our money goes. And I wouldn't say me personally, but I've made the family way more conscious about how money gets spent and making sure that, we're clipping coupons and we're looking for deals, and just because it's a family effort. And but I think everyone's adjusted pretty nicely. I think all families have their ups and downs, but I think we've adjusted, fairly well to the one income.
What advice would you give to moms that are working and, think that stay-at-home moms have it pretty easy and don't have to work because it's not a job, they're not in an office? Your work entitles, what you do, that it's a job also.
Well, as I stated earlier, it's not a 9 to 5. It's a whenever the family calls type job. You're on duty at all times, and you're the CEO, the CFO. You play a variety of different roles in the home, and being a stay-at-home mom, at least I know for me, I'm the one that keeps the house running, and so when I'm out of sorts, the house can literally fall apart. I was sick this past weekend, and even in my illness, I still had to, make sure that the kids are all fed, make sure that the house is still, somewhat clean.
How about you, Kara?
You have to have a daily routine every day, plans and stuff. Everything has to just, be, planned out, because they take up your whole day.
Whole time.
Yes, the whole day.
And especially being so close in age too.
Yeah, you can get one settled and then the next one's going to start, you know, needing something. So it's the whole day is planned around you guys, right?
And how about advice for dads who have stay-at-home moms and aren't so appreciative of, you know, everything that they do at home?
For those dads who are not as supportive, it really boils down to appreciating and really understanding what your wife is doing at home all day. Those dads who aren't as supportive, they probably have that perception that the wives are home, you know, popping bonbons, you know, like Peggy, you know, married with children, you know, not doing anything. And once they get the realization of what the mom is home doing, I think that that's when they can be appreciative, and then they can begin to support. But they won't get that unless, and we as women have to communicate that to our husbands. We have to tell them, listen, this is what I do. This is what my day looks like. So, you know, so that they're not thinking that you're just home relaxing.
Enjoying the day.
Right, because it could be really easy. You know, my husband could come home every night and the house looks immaculate and the food's cooked. And he's like, well, you know, she's been relaxing all day, but you don't know what I went through during the day to get the house to look like that, you know?
Any regrets?
No. None at all. I feel like you should enjoy them now because they don't stay young forever.
fast.
Right.
They grow up so quick.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
for
you.
having us.
And if you would like to learn more about what it's like to be a stay-at-home mom, just log on to my website, parentologywithpaula.com.
Coming up next, how to keep the spark alive after kids. You'll hear what a marriage and family therapist has to say.